right, it's barely 48 hours to two biggest football finals across the world. One will be happening in Germany, where England will be taking on Spain in the Euro 2024 finals. And fast forward to South America, where it's going to be Argentina taking on Colombia in the finals of the Copa America, both taking place on Sunday. So it's going to be football fever for football fans across the world. They'll be caught up in two worlds, trying to get up to watch Messi take on Colombia and also England taking on Spain. Definitely two matches you cannot afford to miss. That's how I make you welcome to today's edition of the program Talk Sport on Global Television. My name is Anthony Momodu, the King of Sport, and I'm ready with all the big stories making the rounds in the exciting world of sport. And I've got the man behind me or beside me, in front of me, behind me as a defender, beside me as a winger, and in front of me as a striker.
If I lose,
Blank chick.
Chill. If you know me, I'm
Okay.
big like that. If I lose,
Okay, I like the fact that you're saying lose first.
If I
Knowing that
lose-
there's a possibility you're going to lose.
yeah, there's a possibility for everything.
Okay.
If I lose, right, so it's going to be lunch on me.
Okay, then if you win,
You pay
breakfast.
for
No, it has to
hold
be the
on,
same-
hold
they have
on.
to
Yeah,
be
it's
on
the
the
same,
same
but
level.
it has to be on the same level. It's
Yeah.
just going to be a movie date for two, and then it's good.
I'm not gay. so
You're
why
not
will I
gay.
go
I'm
and
not even
move
talking.
it?
Yo, bruh.
Okay, all right.
Well, I'm your wingman though, so you can
Okay,
pay for a few
I
drinks.
think it's better this way.
Uh-huh.
If you say if you lose, lunch on you. If you win, breakfast on me.
Breakfast.
If you
Because
if
I've
if
not been
you
eating
lose
breakfast
if
lately,
you lose
so
on plan B, you pay for me,
and
me,
you
and my
started now.
partner. No,
You started now.
wait. You said you said movie date.
Yes, movie
No,
date
this
for two.
weekend date.
Weekend dates, like
Yes, like in an apartment, you pay for 2 days.
because the person is not in Abuja, or where is the person coming from?
That's not part of your business. Then if you win, then I'll do likewise.
All right, I got you.
deal.
We shake on that. Let's shake.
You need to shake for that.
Yes, let's shake on it.
Yeah.
Let's shake on it. Yes.
So
the whole world will
Argentina
see.
wins, but I have not even made my own
Oh, yeah, make
prediction.
your own predictions.
England wins.
Mm-hmm.
Argentina, Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia wins.
Colombia wins.
Right,
You think Messi will get to the finals and lose?
There's what they call upsets. There's what they call a
Not
long
before
time,
Colombia. No
long
worry.
time coming. Colombia has not won any major tournament for a long time, and they've been long time coming. They seem to have a very, very dogged side. If you put into consideration, you've got Luis Diaz, who is firing that team to success, and they've got Rodriguez, who one time scored the best goal at the World Cup, played for Real Madrid. He's still in that team. He's hungry for success. The Colombian team has been underrated. At the first match, they had a red card. We have Eni Valencia, who is the younger brother of Valencia in former Manchester United star.
Yes.
So he tells you that team is made up of a very hungry side of old generation and the new generation who are hungry for success. For the Argentine team, yes, they're current World Cup defending champions. They've got the greatest player of all time, Messi, there, which
They've got Di Maria
ordinarily
there.
should
They've
make
got
them
Enzo there.
make them favorites. No doubt they're favorites, but there's something about when an underdog who's got passion, who wants to win, please, the top dog who already feels they've won already because every odds seem to be in their favor.
I just had something in my left
So
ear.
something can happen.
2-1 correct score.
Okay,
Argentina
in favor of
Colombia.
Colombia.
Which the answer Colombia.
Okay,
In
so
favor of Argentina.
but we've got a
You
deal.
can write
already.
that somewhere.
We have a deal.
Yeah, we have a deal.
Okay, and Spain, England.
Spain, England 1-0. Spain winning.
Okay, I say 3 Lions win that game against Spain.
Okay. Let's
All
see.
right, so that's how you have those details down. Money to be made, and but let's begin from Old Trafford, where the money is about to be made. Where one man, his name Joshua Zirkzee's transfer to Manchester United has taken a step closer, with the Bologna forward arriving in the city on Thursday night ahead of his medicals today. Instead of meeting his 34 million pounds release clause, the Red Devils are set to pay £35.8 million for the Netherlands international, who was pictured leaving Manchester Airport in a car after landing on Thursday night. Despite paying £1.8 million more than they have to, it means the Old Trafford can pay the fee over 3 years instead in one lump sum. Manchester United are closing in on the deals for Zezi and Matt De Ligt. Now that the Netherlands are out of Euro 2024. Meanwhile, United boss Erik ten Hag has been hoping to get a deal over the line for both his fellow countrymen as he gets set to begin his third season at Old Trafford. In total, Zezi scored 12 goals and added 7 assists in 37 appearances for Bologna as they qualified for the Champions League. The 23-year-old has emerged as a key target for United this summer, and discussions have been ongoing for several weeks after the former Bayern Munich youngster impressed in Italy last season. Zezi was introduced off the bench in injury time against England after Oli Watkins' dramatic late strike with the forward making his international debut in the quarterfinals victory over Turkey. An ideal skill set is what they believe he has and could complement Rasmus Højlund, who is 21, who arrived at the club from Atlanta for £72 million last season. All right, we've got this player. Zezi already in United. He's going to be having his medicals today. The fact that Man U agreed to pay even £35.8 million rather than the 34 million pounds that was his release clause. Does that show us the intent of United, how serious they are, and how much they believe in the skill set of Joshua?
I think they believe in his skill set so much. That's why they're willing to they paid that, not even willing at this point. That's why they paid that certain amount for him, for Zielinski, for Zezi, sorry, for Zezi. So I think him now is just for him to come prove that, okay, this money is worth it, and what you're paying for, I'm going to deliver the goods, because his appearance for last season for Bologna was amazing, and he was able to, help the team secure a place in the Champions League. So that's why the rebuilding that Manchester United are doing, letting some old heads go and then getting disciplined players. I think Erik ten Hag is just set to take over the Premiership and the whole Europe, and then get back to Champions League. So let's see how that play out. But the money thing now, I think they have so much. That's why they are spending that much. But I'm still wondering why they are still not getting, still going for Victor Osimhen.
All right, let's look at how important this deal is, making it go through the line now ahead of the new season. The fact that they want their players in camp so that their pre-season would be complete. How key would that be for Ten Hag to be able to see his players, assess the new players in camp, and also for the team to gel and for him to be able to decide, okay, who's going to be his starting 11 when the season kickstarts?
I think the main reason or the brain behind the pre-season is for new players to get in, fit in well, and then have chemistry with the old players. That's meaning they need to start preparing together, having the same style of play, and then getting themselves introduced. So when the season starts properly, they wouldn't start. So for Erik ten Hag now, I think it's the right approach for him. It's the right approach for him to be able to start, so he can be able to pick out who would be starting his first 11. So he won't be doing try and error.
All right, let's go for a very quick break. When we return from the break, the program continues. Stay with us.
It's time for sports' biggest moments on global television. The headlines, scores, breaking news, and commentaries on sporty events. Talking with the biggest players, strikers, and about the slam dunks and goals, stunning saves, near misses, and upsets. Let's talk about the greatest home runs, comebacks, knockdowns, and victories. Talk sports with the king of sports, Anthony Momadou. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Don't miss out.
Oh, that goal! Beautiful work from the wingers!
Hello, children. Gather round, let me tell you a story. Do you know that stories have a way of captivating the minds of children, bringing fun and imagination to teach them morals? Join Sharon Ajay as she takes you to explore the thrilling and exciting world of storytelling.
I'll be sharing with you our next interesting story.
Tune in every Saturday on Global Television, time 5:30 p.m.
Is the desk on Global Television?
Nigeria. Come join Anthony Momodu on television's most compelling and facts-finding talk live show.
We are definitely.
Can we not say that again?
Because
that this country gets it right.
It's the Desk on Global Television, where we analyze and dissect storming issues and commentaries in the world's biggest black nation, Nigeria.
Who is being held accountable for this money?
The eyes have it.
We stay and decide policies and reforms on the decks. Tune in Mondays to Fridays, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Global Television. Let's stay on the decks.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Getting on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
With every government and introduction of new policies, businesses of all kinds and sizes seize the opportunity to evolve and redefine themselves. Business Point on Global Television is where we follow the money and put the facts and figures right in front of you. Watch Business Point every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. as Kikelamo Okeri tracks all the latest developments across critical sectors. Business Point. This is business.
Are you ready to be entertained like never before? Get ready to dive into the latest and greatest entertainment news in lifestyle, music, movies, birthday celebration, and so much more, all on Entertainment Circle on Global Television. From the hottest red carpet event to exclusive interviews with your favorite stars, we've got you covered. Stay up to date with the latest trends and news from the entertainment world, all in one place. Tune in every Saturday by 1 p.m. with Chung Annabelle Joseph on Global Television.
In an ever-busy world, the increasing challenge of keeping track of health matters can be extremely demanding. Follow the latest health tips and trends on Health Guide on Global Television on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Health Guide on Global Television. Put your health first. Get ready for it. Inside Today brings you issues relating to family, peer pressure, drugs, substance abuse, societal and topical issues making rounds. Join Jumai Manson on Global Television Monday to Thursday and it repeats every Friday. Time 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global, on Global Television, a show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit!
All right, welcome back from that break. You're still watching Talk Sport, and we're still in the business of looking at transfer business going on in other leagues as the seasons get ready. Talking about the 2024 season, 2025 season, already Manchester United have taken the lead in terms of trying to get players across the line. And now we've got one player, Joshua Zirkzee, already in Manchester and ahead of his medicals today. Didn't play much for Holland at the international scene during the Euros. We saw him coming to the first game against Turkey when the game was almost rounded up, and also towards the tail end of England versus Netherlands. Does that give us an idea of the fact that he's still not a finished product?
You know, he still has so much that he needs to learn, and you know, under the coaching staff of Erik ten Hag now and his management, I think he's going to learn more, because he was amazing for Bologna, and at age 23, performing at that level, you know, scoring and also creating assists in just 30 plus matches. I think he has great potential, and Erik ten Hag is one that, you know, has eyes for good qualities, and I feel he would be able to find a way for him to fit into the philosophy of Manchester United and be part of the team.
All right, let's hope all is going to go well. And we're still looking at stories making the rounds. And let's move on to the issue of fans talking, as fans believe Kobe Manu sealed the deal for Manchester United to sign Dutch star Joshua Zirkzee after England's dramatic Euro 2024 semi-final win over the Netherlands. Bologna striker Zirkzee, 23, did fly into the UK yesterday and will be having his medicals today. For fans, would you say fans always have an eagle eye? Because they did see Manu and hugging him after the game, and that was what led to the conversation on social media, saying, okay, yeah, Agent Manu is what they call him. Do you think there's... To an extent, the fans might be right that Manu already had an inkling.
Possibly.
Because they're players, they're in the same sector, so obviously maybe news must have gone round in camp to say
definitely.
he was already on his way to United.
Yeah, you know, they also, all these players also get this information, but they just don't have the power to come out and say this is going to happen or that's going to happen. So obviously, you know, from the pictorial images that we got, so it shows that, okay, we know something is happening. We've been in conversations.
Because there are other players.
There are other players
in the Dutch team. Why him?
Yes, why him? Why did he like single him out? And then the excitement and everything. Like they say, a picture tells more than 1,000 words. So from the picture there, we saw that they've probably been, you know, texting each other behind the scenes.
All right, we see that he's 23. Manu also, and we've got Alexander Garnacho. They seem to be going for younger players. Is this going to turn out right for Manchester United in terms of the attack line?
I wouldn't say it's going to turn out well, but I wouldn't say just go for only younger players. Experience matters, right? So you need someone that would be able to, you know, guide them. And, you know, despite the fact that these younger guys are talented, they need someone aside Erik ten Hag, who is going to be on the sideline, obviously, to manage. But they need someone who will be coaching, who will be like, you know, telling them a few things that they need to do while they are playing. Like they always say about, you know, Kobe Manu, he's a teenager that has an adult, that plays like an adult. These words are coming from legends of Manchester United, you know.
So like
he plays like an old man. So he keeps his house very clean whenever he's playing, and he performs very, very well, both for Manchester United and for England. So I feel them having these younger guys is going to help, you know, because now I see they are looking for means to build the team around the younger guys. So we have Bruno Fernando, who is in his late 20s, close to 30s now. That means he's going to be mentoring these guys in the midfield and in the attack section. So I feel what Manchester United are doing now, they are trying to take a page out of Real Madrid's book to like get younger players and then have an older player who is going to mentor them.
All right, we're still at Old Trafford because big news coming out from Old Trafford says Manchester United are reportedly lining up a move for another Netherlands star after already opening negotiations with Dutch duo of Joshua Zirkzee and Matthijs de Ligt. Erik ten Hag has been keeping a keen eye on development at Euro 2024, and England's semi-final victory over Netherlands on Wednesday evening has turned attention back to club football. United announced the return of Ruud van Nistelrooy as Ten Hag's new assistant on Thursday, with Rene Hake also joining and a cohort of Dutch players on the verge of making a move. The reigning FA Cup champions are looking like early movers in the market, with Zirkzee having his medical on Friday, that's today, and the Italian side news coming out says Xavi Simons could now also be set to join United this summer as the Premier League club continue to show strong interest in talented forward. As reported by The Sun, the Dutchman scored the opening goal in Wednesday's Euro 2024 semi-final clash against England with a powerful finish from the edge of the box before Harry Kane equalized minutes later. England went on to win the match and progress to the second straight European Championship. Looking at, now we are seeing Ten Hag going for Simons. What does that tell us in terms of Ten Hag's plan? And they seem to be all Dutch players. And we also know that Van Nistelrooy, a Dutch striker, is now his assistant. Are we looking at Man U turning to Dutch kind of football, Ajax kind of football?
Probably, because at some point Barcelona were playing the same kind of football as Spain, because almost almost all of the players then during the era of Cristiano Ronaldinho, Puyol, and you know all of those that era where they have Xavi Iniesta, they have Sergio Busquets, they have Xavi Hernandez. All of these guys were all from Spain, and then it was more like Spain. The Spanish guys were dominating Barcelona at the time. So I don't know if the same route they are going, but looking at the way the Dutch guys play, it doesn't totally fit in well with the way Manchester United play, because they start building from the attack, but the Dutch guys are more like a counter-attack kind of guys. They just put the ball up and then run with it. They play from the wings. The old Manchester United that we know, they play mostly in the middle and then look for Cristiano Ronaldo, who is going to then speed up with the ball. But now for Van Nistelrooy now, who he is a great striker and a Dutchman, former Manchester United player now, who is a very, very great striker at the point. So he is going to play a massive role in the attacking forward. So he's going to influence the attackers more. So now we should be seeing lots of goals coming from the attackers of Manchester United, because you can't have, you know, Van Nistelrooy, because Manchester United in the previous season suffered a lot in the attacking force, right? Because they had lots of opportunities that they couldn't convert. So getting Van Nistelrooy now, I think they want to cover up that loophole. So doing that now, I feel next season they should have that settled. Now they also have problem with the goalkeeping department. So we don't know if Onana has woken up or he's still back there in Cameroon sleeping and just, you know, turning into a basket like they call him in viewing centers. So,
all right, time is going to tell. But do you see Manchester United bringing in any goalkeeper as a reinforcement? Because the Turkish goalkeeper, we saw him at the Euros. He was a disaster for Turkey. Do you think they still need to have faith in him, because he's actually a youngster too? Yeah, he is a youngster and he has so much that he needs to learn. So he just needs to put his head down and learn. But I don't think so. But they should. If I were in their shoes, I would say they should get someone that would be, you know,
clinical, that could hold the house, put the house together, have that department secured. Because Onana now, we don't know if he has gotten back to his best, or Manchester United has a lot of pressure, and we know how it is in the EPL. It's very, very competitive, and the fans don't let you off easy because they pay so much money to come and watch you, and then the club pays so much money to acquire you. So if you're not performing, they'll always come at you.
All right, let's hope that will not be the case. But let's move on. Let's talk about English FA. They're in the news this morning as the Football Association want to tempt Gareth Southgate into managing England at the World Cup. Regardless of the outcome of Sunday's crunch final, Southgate will lead the nation into Euro 2024 showpiece in Berlin. With uncertainty hanging over his future, his current deal expires in December, but any decision to leave would be made well in advance, with England's next set of fixtures scheduled for September. There has been growing feeling that Southgate would leave his position after the Euros amid discontent from the fan base towards his stewardship. But England's Eurofic run in the European Championship final in Berlin this weekend, where they will face Spain, has reaffirmed the FA's stance that Southgate remains the best person for the job, and English football's governing body will tell Southgate that they want him to stay another 2 years, taking him into USA 2026 once the current tournament is finished, even if they lose on Sunday. That's a huge amount of trust and faith on Southgate. But do you think he should stay, regardless of whatever the result is, or he should go live on a high if England wins the trophy, or stay put? And do you think he is truly the best man for the job? I don't think he's he's the best man for the job. There are other great coaches, but I think the England, they favor him more, maybe. Because he's English. He's English, so they favor him more, and they'll always put their own people, above first. Yeah. So do they have the quality to win this? Yes, they do have the quality to win it. I'm not going to, say anything less than that. But you've already predicted Spain. Yes, but I have. Yes, I'm looking forward to my two-night cruise. I've not forgotten that. Yes, but I feel Spain has more quality to win. Right? I'm not going to because I want Spain to win doesn't mean I'm going to discredit the fact that the Three Lions have the quality to win as well. But with what I've been seeing them do this Euros, I think Southgate hasn't just been on it. He has not just been getting these players more effective. Even with the last victory against, because nobody gave them that chance to beat the Netherlands. Yeah, nobody gave them that chance. But why the Netherlands even lost was because at some point they just felt relaxed and they felt they were going to get through to penalty. And then they trust their goalkeeper so much when it comes to penalties. So that's just the reason, that's just what happens between the England and the Dutch side. That's why they lost the game. For this trust and belief they have on Southgate, I think it's just one, because he's English. And again, they know they will probably talk to him to use these players in their natural position. If he tends to do that, there's a high chance that they can win. But the Spanish side now, they are very young and swift. We see how the Spanish play, right? So they are very, very great and amazing guys. They have Yamal and the rest of them. We don't even get talking about those guys and what they can do. But for this trust now, I think it might mount pressure on him because he will want to deliver. So even if they would take him, as they've promised, to take him to 2026 World Cup, he would want to go there on a high note and then not want to, lose. Because if he loses now, a whole lot of controversies will come out around that. A whole lot of people will be saying, are you sure this man can be able to do the job? Because World Cup 2026 is obviously going to be a different ball game. Yes. Countries will come with different mentality, and this time around, it's not just people from the Euros you're facing. You're facing the Brazilians. You're facing those from South America, from Africa. So it's going to be a very, very difficult ball game. It's going to be very, very difficult competition. So it's just going to boil down on how much I feel he performs, or if he gets to win the match on Sunday. Yes. All right. Let's see. Time will tell if he remains the coach of the Three Lions. Let's move on. Still talking some Old Trafford news, where Manchester United have appointed Ruud van Nistelrooy and Rene Hake as assistant managers to Erik ten Hag on contracts until 2026. Former United striker Van Nistelrooy and go-ahead Eagles manager Hake replaced Michel van der Gaag, and who has left United, and Steve McLaren, who has become the senior first team coach. Former technical director Darren Fletcher becomes the first team coach also. Are you surprised with the changes they made? Some coaches had to go while they promoted Steve McLaren and also Darren Fletcher, former player.
Well, they just had to do what they need to do, because right now, I think they are not putting their emotions. They are just doing business now. And if you're not doing the job, I need to take you out so someone else can come handle it, get the job done. So now, most of these guys are in it for, obviously, the money. And then Ineos now and Sir Jimmy Ratcliffe is now about to, try and error this time around. He wants to get it right. And for Van Nistelrooy coming back home, I call it home because Manchester United is literally home for him.
True.
He holds a whole lot of memories in the Old Trafford, and he won trophies with a lot of guys. And then I can smell Sir Alex Ferguson in his return. I can smell Sir Alex Ferguson in his return. So for all of these approaches and moves that Manchester United they are taking, I feel they want to get everything in place before the season starts.
But do you think there's going to be a change in the spirit and the passion and the atmosphere at Old Trafford with
all of these new guys coming? Yes, of course, the atmosphere is going to be different because these new guys coming now, had the kind of conversation they had behind the scenes in the boardroom and what they promised to offer. So definitely they will expect more work from the players, obviously, and then the players now would feel probably the intensity coming from these new coaches because one, you have to deliver, right? If they are telling you, they might be bringing something that is totally new for them. And then despite the fact that they wouldn't have so much time to even rest, because immediately after Euro now, they'll be heading back to camp and then to start prepping for the next season that is going to be starting just in the next few weeks. Yeah. So I feel the atmosphere is going to be a bit intense, but another thing is football is something that enlightens and then lifts the spirit. So with the intensity, football is also going to definitely find a way to calm it down. I just wish the players well, and the fact that they don't get injured, because if they get injured despite all this change, if they don't have the first 11 very healthy, Manchester United might still end up suffering, the backlog that they suffered last season.
What kind of pressure will be on Ten Hag?
Ten Hag needs to perform. They gave him this job out of a benefit of the doubt because he had lots of his key players.
And he has won 2 trophies in 2 seasons.
Yeah, he has won 2 trophies.
That's good enough back-to-back.
Yeah, that's
the mentality of winning.
Yes, that shows he has won. That shows he has the mentality of winning. And then I feel not just the fact that he won the FA Cup is the reason why they gave him the job, because he has won before and then he has a winning mentality. And his team wasn't totally healthy. Right, so I'm sure, and then you will see able to deliver and then win the championship. So against Manchester City again, which is a very, very tough side. So I feel a lot of expectation will be coming from him, and for him to do well for the Champions League.
All right, let's move on and let's talk about what Chelsea player, his name Cole Palmer. They call him Cold Palmer. And Cole Palmer has responded to King Charles urging England to win in a less stressful manner than they did in their dramatic semi-final victory over the Netherlands. Gareth Southgate's side created history on Wednesday night as they reached the European Championship final on the foreign soil for the first time in the country's history. The victory came in a dramatic fashion as substitute Oli Watkins netted a 90th minute equalizer to ensure England made it back-to-back Euros finals under Southgate. The King made sure to congratulate the Three Lions upon the final whistle, but also asked if the stress of the nation by winning in a more straightforward fashion against Spain in the final. Palmer, who assisted Watkins' heroic finish, had a simple answer to the Monarchs' request. Speaking on England's YouTube channel, the forward responded, "It is better in the last minute." Okay. England have had a knack of winning the hard way at Euro 2024. They required Jude Bellingham's overhead kick to force extra time in the round of 16 against Slovakia before needing penalties to get past Switzerland in the quarterfinals. And although the King was clearly pleased with the run the Three Lions are on, he couldn't help jokingly asking them to get the job done more calmly.
He's old, so they shouldn't give him high blood pressure. So they should just make it easy for him.
So it tells you even the king can tell that the Three Lions have not been at their topmost best. But how do you see the finals playing out? Because they came out against the Dutch a little bit more confident. Don't you think that confidence might show against the Spaniards? Because the Spaniards, how I see them is the fact that they don't, aside Rodri, they don't really have old and experienced players who have this mentality that they are better than the English team.
You know, this Spanish side, they are all young and they are experienced, you know, a bit physical. You know, the Spanish side we used to know are not physical like this current Spanish team. If you watch their game, these guys, they lose the ball, before you know, they struggle and then they get it back. And then they are very, very fast. They have two wicked, you know, attackers from the left and from the right. So we have Morata now, who is the points man. Looking at Morata now, despite the fact that he sustained a little injury, I'm not certain that would keep him out of the finals, because he's an athlete, and then so someone falling on your leg shouldn't keep you out. You're earning good money.
But you know, one thing, it depends. You know, if he was standing, and you know, when you're standing without expecting that tackle, it could
fracture.
There'll be that spring, that force pushing you might have, you know. And you know, they're not Africans, so that they have hard bones. So he could actually, there's some injuries that you crop up least expected.
True.
But would that be good news for England if Morata gets injured, doesn't come back?
I don't think it will be good news, because they have someone else, and I can't even put my hand on his name right now to remember his name, but they have someone else who is also as good as Morata. If you look at the Spanish side now, their first 11 is also as good as their second 11. That's how it has always been for them, because they breathe football in Spain and they just know football. They don't know any other sport. That's why they don't even do well in athleticism and other sporting activities. So for the king now to come out and tell the Three Lions to win in a more fashionable and calm way, yes, the man wants to, you know, enjoy the win seamlessly. And it is also a poke to pointing fingers at Southgate to not just, you know, put guys that are not in their usual positions and then try something new. For Cole Palmer obviously has something to say, because he came in and then he created the assist. So obviously he has something to say in line with what the king said. But looking at it from the African perspective now, they'll say he's a disrespectful child.
All right, okay, Cole Palmer is always cold and he had to show himself. All right, let's just let you know how many thousands of English fans we're expecting on Sunday, just to let you know that England are set to enjoy huge support at Sunday's Euro 2024 final, with early indications suggesting that as many as 50,000 could be backing Gareth Southgate's team when they face Spain in the Olympic Stadium. Both federations have been handed 10,000 tickets at the imposing 71,000 capacity venue in Berlin. But officials believe that those supporting England may outnumber their opponent by 2-1 in Germany's capital, with Three Lions fans turning the stadium into a sea of white. Ticket resale sites have seen a huge early demand from England fans, with requests vastly outnumbering those from Spain. A direct flight from Berlin from English airport are now sold out, along with many ferry crossings to the continent, while prices for hotel rooms in Germany capital are rising. Google searches for flights to Berlin rose more than 250% in the past 24 hours, while the cheapest ticket available online was being offered for more than £820. The figures are based on initial estimates from officials. They believe that the vast majority of those present in the stadium will be backing Southgate's side as they seek to end what is now 58 years without a major trophy. 50,000 fans in a 71,000 capacity stadium. So it's more like all England. All England. Just 20,000 might just be for Spain. How key would that be for the Three Lions having so much support? Could it be negative in the sense that having seen so much English fans might put pressure on the Three Lions?
You know, I think I wouldn't expect that to, you know, that should be motivation. But when they will be under pressure is when the fans scores first, and then the fans now. No, if Spain scores first, and then the fans start booing, I think now they would be under lots of pressure to you know, score and at least try to push the game to extra time, or for them to, you know, get a win out of it. But at this point now, 50,000 fans coming. We know the English guys and their beer factor, right? I just hope they don't drink lots of beers that day and, you know, start misbehaving. There's going to be a problem.
I feel like there's going to be lots of, you know, there were restrictions during the group stages and knockout stage, but this is the final. For business sake, the Germans would allow the pubs to sell as much pints of beers as possible, because they know that's the final game. That's the last time for locals to make money from the beer pub. So we just pray there won't be violence, because it's going to be especially if the Three Lions begin to win or dominate in the finals already. All right, let's just let you know that it's going to be a French referee, Francois Lestier, will take charge of the Euro 2024 final between England and Spain on Sunday. The Berlin showpiece will be the fourth match at the tournament, overseen by the 35-year-old who has been an international referee since 2017. Gary Southgate's side booked a spot in their second European Championship final after a late victory against the Netherlands on Wednesday night, courtesy of Oli Watkins' precise finish. Meanwhile, Spain secured their place in the final after beating France by the same scoreline on Tuesday. Lestier will be joined at Sunday's final by French assistant Cyril Mogna and Madi Ramuni, while the Polish referee Szczesny Makczyk will be the fourth official. Last December, Lestier was accused by then Stade de Reims manager Will Steele of making an inappropriate comment about the Englishman's prospective move to Sunderland. It came after reports emerged that Steele was on the black card shortlist of managers to take over from Tony Mowbray, who had been sacked by the club earlier this month. All right, it looks like we've got UEFA always picking controversial referees to referee matches. Van Dijk did accuse the other referee, like we predicted, that if any of the teams did lose. For this final, how important having a French referee for the final between England and Spain?
Well, this French referee I always mix up his name, but he has always, represented in tough matches like finals, Champions League finals, and World Cup finals before. So I think he's going to be very, very crucial, because this is not a match now that one will need to get a referee who wouldn't come and, not deliver the goods, because at this point it is a decider of who takes the championship home. And if it happens, if the ref doesn't get to perform well, his career, on the other hand, might end up being on the line if he gets investigated and then find out, and then the UEFA or FIFA gets to find out that he breached and then did some stuff that are not meant to happen for the final or for the game. He might end up suffering. So I think it's very key, the referees and everybody, the whole refereeing officials, their crew, those in the VAR and then those that will be running the flanks, need to pay more attention and then be at their best and be spot on when they are making their decisions.
Well, with the report we've got, he seemed to take a swipe at English football. Are we likely to see a bias officiating?
We hope not to say, despite the fact that he has taken that swing at them, but we hope that it's just something that happened out of maybe a reflex, a reaction of maybe what someone must have said. But given this fact that you are being invited again for the finals, that means they accepted it in good faith, and they probably did the investigation that they did and figured out that, okay, your reactions were justifiable. But for him to be at this stage of this competition, I think he needs to be at his best.
All right, let's give you a story concerning one man, Jurgen Klopp. He used to be the coach of Liverpool, but now Jurgen Klopp has rejected an approach made by US Soccer to take over coaching duties for the men's national team. Initial report from this one indicated that contact was made with Klopp to gauge his interest after the US Soccer fired Greg Berhalter on Wednesday. But now, according to Athletic, Dave Austin, the 57-year-old German manager has rebuffed the chance to coach the Americans. Do you think, are you surprised he turned down that offer? That would have been a good offer for him to coach the U.S. Jurgen Klopp.
I think Jurgen Klopp is not ready to get back into the coaching.
He said he still wants
to relax and rest some more. So I think he should take his time. I think, that's what he does. After a few years, he just relaxes and then retires, enjoy the money that he has made with his wife and family, and then maybe we strategize more on the next team that he will get to. Because if he goes back, then I'll ask, then why do you leave Liverpool when you still have a good thing going with them? So why then leave when you just leave in the next couple of months, you go back to the club for coaching? I think the Liverpool players will be mad at him.
All right, we've got some story that might turn the head or spin the head of Spain's top striker who will be playing in the finals, as we tell you that Manchester United and Liverpool have been given an additional 5 days to trigger the Dani Olmo's release clause. According to reports, Olmo has been one of the stars of Euro 2024 for Spain, who are favourite to win the tournament when they take on England in the final in Berlin on Sunday evening. He scored the winning goal against France in the semi-final on Tuesday and has netted in all 3 of his side's knockout games in their perfect run to the last 2 in Germany. The midfielder's performances for both club and country have attracted interest from some of Europe's top clubs, with his reported release clause leaving the sides on red alert. According to The Sun, his £55 million release clause is set to expire on Monday, but the deadline has been extended due to Spain's run to the final of Euro 2024. Olmo, 26, has been with RB Leipzig since 2020, joining from Dynamo Zagreb, and since going on to score 29 goals in 148 appearances for the Bundesliga side. Prior to his move to Zagreb, he had featured for both Espanyol and Barcelona in their native Spain. How big is this player, and do you think Man U would need him with all the buys they've already made?
Man U have made so much buys now. I think if Liverpool should be the place for him, because at this point now, if Man U tend to gather lots of players, Erik ten Hag might be confused now, not knowing who to start or how to pick out his first 11, just like what I think is Southgate is facing.
But if he goes there, wouldn't that be a sign that Rashford might be sold?
Rashford is up for sale.
No, but I'm saying if they actually bring him in, that would be a guarantee.
That's a guarantee, yes. That would be a guarantee that Rashford is up for sale, and then the doors are wide open for any other person that wants to come clinch him. But I wouldn't want him to come to Chelsea because Rashford is not on fire. I think he should go to probably maybe to Europe, maybe Atlanta or Roma or somewhere.
Paris Saint-Germain,
yes, they wanted him at a point, but now they are not even saying anything because of his attitude thus far. But let's just see what happens with Rashford, because Rashford now has not been at his best, and we've never seen pictorial images of him probably playing football, exercising, or in the gym.
He's back for preseason. That's the best we've seen.
That's the best we've seen so far. He's back for preseason, and let's hope he gets back into winning ways, and then Manchester United might reconsider and want to keep him back.
All right, as we wrap up, let's look at this story concerning Mbappe. As it says that Kylian Mbappe is already proving to be a hit with Real Madrid fans after shirts with the club's new superstar name began to sell out in a record-breaking time. The France captain is said to be unveiled as a Madrid player on Tuesday, July 16, after signing a free contract following the expiration of his deal at Paris Saint-Germain. Mbappe's attention quickly turned to club duties following the France's semi-final elimination from Euro 2024 after being beaten by Spain, with supporters clamoring to buy his new shirt. He's many years in Paris Saint-Germain, where the number iconic 7 shirt, but he has been given a different digit, with Vinicius Junior refusing to vacate the number at the Spanish giant. He has instead been given the number 9 top, the same as Ronaldo when he joined from Manchester United, and online orders are already wreaking havoc. Madrid's official online store crashed when fans raced to order an Mbappe shirt, and huge delays are affecting the purchases, as reported by Marca. An authentic jersey with the World Cup winner's name etched on the back will set punters back a cool £160, with orders expected to take up to 6 weeks to be delivered. In contrast, shirts with the name of Jude Bellingham of Vinicius Junior have been given a delivery time of less than a week. Okay, so
the last time we witnessed something like this was when Cristiano Ronaldo made his way back to Manchester United, when the Queen herself asked for the first jersey of, yes, so I think the first one, she asked for the first one. That was when, you know, it all skyrocketed, and then their website also crashed, just like what is happening in Real Madrid now. So it's just the value now. It's just not just the value that you bring to the team as a player, but the money you are also going to make them. So I'm certain that maybe in the next couple of weeks, he would be able to help Real Madrid recover the money that they spent in actually acquiring him, given the fact that they are selling one jersey for about over £100.
All right, moving on there quickly, Dutch fans is where we're going at next. Time not our friend, but violent scenes erupted after England and Dutch match. And but the funny thing, it was the Dutch fighting against themselves. Why do you think that played out that way?
Maybe some persons were in favor that, okay, some things happened, maybe
blaming their teams,
blaming each other, and then, you know, fans can agree to disagree, but emotions were high. They were hoping, you know, given the fact that they scored first, so they were hoping they were going to win, and then probably a few persons said some things that didn't sit well, and then they ended up, and they have thousands of them who went to watch. But at the end of the day, thank God the police officers were there to like make everywhere, you know, calm and all.
All right, let's quickly look at ITV. Referees expert is talking this morning as Christina Onkel has provided more clarity on England's contentious penalty against the Netherlands and backed her up stance that it should not have been awarded. The Three Lions went 1-0 behind against just 7 minutes in the Euro 2024 semi-final on Wednesday before Harry Kane equalized from the spot when Denzel was adjudged to have fouled the England keeper. It was hugely controversial call, with the appeals limited from England's players after it seemed to be a natural collision as Kane shot as Dumfries attempted to block the ball. No penalty was on-pitch decision, but VAR official Bastien Dankert urged referee Felix Zaya to take a trip to the monitor, with the German official overturning his original shout and giving the sport kick. Now, and a different refereeing expert has proved that it shouldn't have been a penalty.
You know, yesterday when I got home, I think let me say early hours of this morning, I saw this report, and I actually saw more pictorial images that showed that there was no contact at all between those two guys. There was no
between
Harry Kane, yes, and the defender. There was no contact at all.
But on the replays we saw the contact.
There was no contact at all. There were different angles of the picture. So, but the referee know what he saw, and then there is no how we can reverse that. It is done. It is done. So they don't replay matches anywhere in the world.
All right, let's go to Uruguay, Colombia, as we look at the. All right, my producer says no time for that. All right, so that's how much time is going to give us on today's edition of the program Talk Sport. I want to say a big thank you to Samuel Odi for his analysis, and hopefully we'll be giving you more details as regards what played out on Sunday, and that if we're not able to do live scores on Sunday, on Monday we'll be giving you all the fallout from the two finals taking place in Germany and in the US. My name is Anthony Momodu, saying good morning.